and good evening. Welcome to Reality Hour. I am Adam Samuel. Today, it is Halloween, at least when we are recording this. And today, we are talking about the X Factor UK. The Masked Singer is still on a hiatus. So now it's probably going to be another reality half hour here with the podcast. But joining me for this discussion, as usual, is my co-host, Eric. How you doing today, Eric?
Doing good. Happy Halloween. I'm dressed as someone who didn't know it was Halloween this morning.
What's the, there's the Grinch. What's, the Grinch equivalent for Halloween?
Wouldn't it just be the devil?
Neither of us. I'm not dressed up like we're like the Halloween Grinches. If you know what the equivalent is, let us know in the chat. So yeah, Halloween. It's pouring currently where I am, brutally pouring. So probably no trick-or-treaters, honestly. But how are you celebrating this Halloween, Eric?
By watching a scary bad episode of X Factor or recapping it with all of you.
This is a perfect segue because, my God, I tweeted before we went live a couple hours ago. I watched the episode just today, and I think the scariest thing this Halloween might have been some of these performances, Eric.
Yeah, there were 3 of them, probably no 4 of them, that were among the worst that I've ever seen on the show.
It wasn't Halloween themed, but it might as well have been.
Yep.
I mean, there were some times this was just like a head scratcher in so many different ways. I mean, the transition from kind of we only saw the contestants perform once, but the transition usually swallows a bunch of contestants. I feel it swallowed about 70% of them in this.
Yeah, pretty much.
There was. We talked about this for a little bit in the pre-show, but I feel like the range of grades that I would give would go from about an F to a C and maybe 1 or 2 B/B pluses. Everything else was kind of just pretty train wrecky, which does kind of make it fun to watch it at that level, where you're kind of. You're not.
See, I take issue with that because none of these performances were fun bad. Most of them were just bad.
Yeah, there's terrible but enjoyable, and then terrible and just.
Why am I watching this?
Why am I watching? And at times, for a couple of these contestants, I felt both. And not only that, but I think we need to skip ahead for a second because. The headline of this episode, the thing that I first saw, was the results. Before I had even watched the episode, someone tweeted the results, and I think we kind of need to talk about them for a second, Eric.
Can we talk about them when we get there?
No, because this is important. So we have very bad performances. One of them made sense, but we lost Olivia Olsen, who I will say. Was my second pick in the draft.
Yep.
She's gone week. I don't know if does this count as week 1?
Yes.
She's gone week 1. She was my number 2 pick in a C. How did this happen, Eric?
Because she was up against the biggest name on the show.
But he was bad too.
Oh, he was awful.
Not just bad, but really bad.
Yeah.
She was a C. He was a D-. Come on.
I honestly give him one of the Fs. But he'll be gone next week.
How did Olivia go home this week?
Simon didn't like her, clearly.
How do you not like her when you have so many other people to not like? It's looking at
we kind of have to talk about how out of it Simon seemed this week. We have to talk about that.
No, we got to talk about. All right, so I've done my short little rant on Olivia. What the hell's the shtick with the safe seats? Is this the recreation of the golden buzzer or trying to why do these shows need a gimmick? I feel like Simon Cowell, either he hired someone.
I hope they're not doing it next week.
Is it I believe someone else kind of put this idea in my head. I believe that shows like these, they hire someone. And that one person's job is to come up with a way to twist the show and basically mess it up for the viewers. And every season, that person has to come up with one idea to justify his job. And this year it's the safety seats or whatever they're called.
I don't think those were that bad. I think the thing that twisted the show and messed it up for everyone was the fact they're doing a celebrity show to begin with. That's the bigger, more fundamental problem.
I mean, it's like, what are we doing here? Like I said a couple of times, like what's going on? Um, yeah, the crop of contestants forgettable at best, and like just everything is train wrecky, but not the fun train wrecky like that I really enjoy, and it's disappointing.
Yep, let's go.
And on that note, on the word disappointing, we are going to transition into our first contestant of the night, Kevin McHale, who was my third pick and is. I only have two people left in the draft. We have such.
And one of them, actually, I think Kevin might have been in the top 3 worst of the night for me.
I mean, happening? It's like the Twilight Zone. That's what's going on.
So I tweeted when I first saw it that, am I crazy for thinking this reminds me of Norman Gentle from American Idol? Because it kind of did.
Let me just set the scene a little bit. So he is performing a song I've never heard of, Good as Hell by Lizzo, and I kind of never want to hear again. But so let me say, Kevin McHale played a character on Glee, Artie Abrams, and he was usually like, they would cover songs on the show, and whenever there was a part with a rap, it would usually be him doing the rapping part. And I never really noticed until then that he doesn't really do any kind of singing. It's when he does sing, it's never the big notes. It's kind of maybe like some harmonies. Like when I was kind of racking my brains trying to go through it, thinking like, where does he really where can I really get a feel for what his voice itself is? And there wasn't really many opportunities. The time that it was, I feel like auto-tune maybe helped him out because it is a pre-taped, like it's not a live show. It's like it's a drama TV show. And now I'm starting to think I understand why he maybe
didn't
had
sing
those kind of parts.
Yeah, totally.
What did you think about him?
I honestly thought this was a catastrophe. I mean, there were random women on stage just spreading their legs open and closed over and over again. I'm sure Louis enjoyed that a little bit too much. We'll get to him.
I don't like watching Louis Walsh talk. I don't watch the judges' comments because I just find him so disgusting and slimy.
Okay. So Kevin hit a few good notes and many, many more bad notes. And yet all 3 judges stand up for it. Which did a good job of setting the bar really low for what was to come. But yeah, this was a mess.
I believe that on these competition shows, song choice is about 25% of the performance, maybe even more, I would say. And this is just plain and simple, just a bad song choice. It's a weird song. I don't even really.
It's not a song for him at all.
It's not a song that I would want anyone really to perform. I mean, it kind of just goes nowhere. I mean, I think that. Here's what I think is going to happen. I think next week Kevin is probably going to have a ballad, and that's going to be something better. I just think
that Kevin survives next week?
If he doesn't, my draft is in shambles.
No, it's not. You have a winner. Shut up.
Well, we will talk about her in a second, but the problem with Kevin is that this is one of the problems with the show in it, like its DNA, where they want the big performance. They want what's the word? Like they want the show. They don't just want the singing. They want the spectacle. That's what I was saying.
But we're going to talk about the next act because that's the funny one for me.
One more second on Kevin.
Okay.
They wanted him to kind of go forward with this big spectacle, and whenever you do that, there is a very rare percentage of performers that can excel in that field, in the spectacle kind of what the show tries to do. And now we learned that Kevin is not one of those people.
Okay. Let's talk about
Trainwreck McTrainwreckerson.
No. Here's the thing about Ricky's performance. We're talking about Ricky Lake now.
Yes.
The thing about it was that I kind of wish that they turned her into like. You've ever seen Wagner, who was on X Factor in 2010? He was terrible. I have to show you these clips because it's the most awfully funny bad performances ever on the show. Like a joke act type thing. Like someone they put through literally who can't sing at all, and they just put dancers and stuff around him and make it fun. I kind of wish they did that because putting her on a piano and just having a stripped back song without any background singers with someone who can't sing was mind-boggling to me. I was like, why would you do this? Why? Just setting her up to fail is what you're doing.
So let me just set the stage. So she is performing "Landslide" by Fleetwood Mac, a personal favorite song of mine. And usually when a contestant sings this song, like it's a moment song. It's a big kind of
Jeremiah. I heard Jeremiah sing it live twice now, and he sings amazing on it.
I've heard it's bordering on like the overdone, but I kind of still enjoy it because it's just such a beautiful song. But the problem is that this was bad, and not just bad, but like it was really bad. I don't. The thing is, it's not fair to Ricky because I'm sure she's like a lovely woman, but this is like if you asked me to start breakdancing. I'm just not capable of that. Like she has this story behind her, but it doesn't.
It doesn't matter if you can't sing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you could have me and like put a very tragic or whatever story, God forbid, and then if I'm breakdancing, I still can't breakdance. The story, I feel like Simon Cowell was trying to make her into something that just wasn't there.
She was fodder from the beginning.
I don't know.
He totally was.
Fine, but
there's like 5 acts on the show that he actually kind of sort of cares about.
Right, so I'm not going to feel as bad when I say I have heard a lot of bad performances over the years. I think this might have been the worst one I've ever heard during a live show.
Wow. That's because you haven't seen Wagner yet. We're going to fix that for you.
I mean, I'm just trying to think of the ones that we podcast on Reality Hour and Adam TV Podcast when it was still known as that. Like, I think this was the worst. Like,
it's up there. It's definitely up there. It's not the worst. Wagner kind of set the standards so low for me that everything else is amazing compared to him. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you this after we're done recording. I'm going to actually leave you on Skype and you're going to listen to this performance because you have to see it.
I mean, it's such a good song. Like it should, on paper, like everything was set up to go right, and the problem is she just can't sing. It's like they were.
That's the exact way it was. That's the reason it was set up wrong, actually. Because if they were actually because they know she can't sing,
they gave her like TikTok.
If they gave her like a stupid song that anyone can sing, and then just put dancers and stuff around her, and drowned her out with a background vocalist, it might have been fine.
Yes, which I do want to point out, which was the biggest problem because Martin, who we'll talk about later, they drowned him out. Like there are times when I was like, they are 100% drowning out his vocals. Like, but when you strip it back to just the piano with Ricky, it's like the Emperor has no clothes. Like everything, like you could.
Yeah, just throw the box of stuff at the wall and just see what sticks. Is what I would say for Ricky.
But the thing is, I felt like they were really trying. I know you feel.
They were trying to throw her under the bus.
This is not a throw you under the bus song. Like OMG by Usher is a throw you under the bus song, but this is not a throw you under the bus song. Like
this is totally that.
I don't know, but
they put her second in the lineup, and they made her sing a song that she has nowhere near the capability of singing.
I mean, you could.
We'll throw up a poll. I'm sure every single person who watches this is going to agree with me. This is a total throw me under the bus moment. Anywho, let's move on.
On paper, it doesn't seem that way, is all I can say.
On paper, if she could sing, you're right, it wouldn't be that way.
Anyway, so, moving on. That's the problem.
No time lost. Let's talk about No Love Lost.
The problem is that it's not fun train wrecky. It's just train wrecky, which is just not as fun. So next up we have No Love Lost, which is previously something else. They were
Love Islanders.
Yeah, this is just one of those acts that's
They're there.
They're there. That's exactly it. It's like that contestant that's just there. It's just like, I'm just happy to be here. Like every week that happens, like I'm just happy. I'm enjoying the space. That's what these guys are. And not only that, but they're performing an original song. I'll be honest, I forgot this like 30 seconds after it was over. Like I was like, eh. What about you, Eric?
Honestly, it's the best of the three so far. So for me, it was okay. I mean, the rap was the best part by far. Other than the 20 seconds of the rap, it was pure mediocrity. One of the girls almost hit a good note, but she kind of screwed it up.
That's where we're at now, Eric. They
almost hit a good note. She almost hit the note. And so because you didn't watch the judges' comments, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be your favorite comment of the night from Louis Walsh. Ready to hear it?
I'm afraid.
Okay. Louis said it was nice to see them sing with their clothes on.
Moving on to
let's move
on. The thing is with them, they gave a C- performance, but at this point everything else was below that. So
compared to the previous two, they were an A.
That's only if you're grading on a curve, and this does not deserve a curve.
You're right, it does not.
No. Next up, we have our wild card, Jenny Ryan. She's performing Rise Like a Phoenix. I've never heard this song before. Have you, Eric?
I don't think I have, but I know it's a song.
It is a song.
Yes, it is a song.
It's not like a poem or a book.
You're right.
So, Eric, if I recall, in our last podcast, you were pretty high on Jenny Ryan and were pretty surprised when she was cut. Did she deliver?
Well, she was miles better than the three before her.
That's not saying.
She's not perfect. She's polarizing as hell. She was in my top 5 of the night, but not saying much. I totally call the safe seat, though, from a mile away.
I think the safe seat is kind of dumb and gimmicky, but Jenny Ryan, I would have given this a B-.
You would have?
Yeah, which is on the scale. What?
What are the highest ones you'd give?
I gave one contestant an A-.
So the second highest was her?
No, there was she was 3rd or 4th, I think.
Okay, well, in your top 5 as well.
Yeah.
Good. Glad we agree on this.
The problem is that she is another situation where I feel like she reminds me of that Plankton meme, like where they asked Plankton like what did they ask? I don't remember, but the punchline is he says, "I didn't even think I'd get this far." Mm-hmm. I think that's going to be Jenny Ryan this season. On a personal note, I don't like her voice. It's very quirky, and it's like a little bit. I'm fully on board usually for quirk, but this is just, it's a little bit too much. Like just.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like her voice, but I will say this song choice was miles better than last time, so I'll give it that.
I mean, on paper, Somebody to Love should be a good song choice.
Not for her voice.
I don't know. What is she a celebrity for again? Is she the one who was just like on a contestant on a TV show or something?
No, she's not a contestant. She's a professional game show person. She beats people at trivia questions and deprives them of a chance to win money.
Wow, so she's kind of mean.
Yeah, her job is to be mean.
That's awful. I don't want her to win now.
Did you want her to win before I told you that?
You know, if it came down to her and Martin, I would want her to win.
Well, it's not going to come down to her and Martin. Martin's gone this week. Anyway.
All right. Let's move on to Johnny LeBay.
Who cares?
He's performing. He's performing "Show Me Love" by Robin, who is what. There's like a bunch of these artists that I see that are just like I've never heard of them like outside of UK music, like on these shows. Is Robin a big name, or is that just me?
Dancing on My Own is a rubber song.
All right. Well, what did you think about Johnny doing this very? Apparently, it was a different rendition of the song. I've never
It
heard
was
it before.
totally rearranged.
All right. So, what did you think?
Um, Limited vocal ability, but knows how to use it, and he's growing on me actually. I think he could go pretty deep.
I don't. I don't. Like I said, I don't know this song, so I don't know what he did or didn't do with it.
It's
The
like a dance
problem.
song. It's like a very like upbeat dance song.
The problem is he didn't sing it well, like at all. You call it limited. I thought this was pretty terrible, honestly.
Okay.
I give him points for the creativity,
Yeah, well,
but
that's what
the
I'm giving points for because of the creativity.
but
But
the
the
the,
vocal
the singing itself, I mean, this was bad, like pretty bad. It wasn't like an F, but it was in the D's, which
okay.
I can't give it higher. The creativity is the selling point. If he didn't have that, I feel he would be on the level of Ricky and Martin, in my opinion.
Quite
But it
possibly.
but it is just that little thing, that little extra thing that he's given. It's like I don't even know where that metaphor was going, but it's at least it's something. But he ends up getting a safe seat.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he would have been in trouble anyway, honestly.
Never do I.
Any other thoughts on him? I mean, he's not going to win, but
Nope.
I think he's gone 2 weeks.
Week 4.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I am with like a bunch of these things. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's just.
Yeah, nah.
Next up, V5 is they're the girl group, and not only are they a girl group, but they've actually lost a member. All right, aren't these celebrities? Like,
I was like, that's fast to lose a member already. But I thought this was one of the better performances of the night. I
yes,
mean, because most of the good parts were because of a backing track, I'm assuming. But still, I kind of see star quality-ish. I mean, one of the girls had a decent note.
yeah. There was one girl who like really reminded me of Camila Cabello, like a tiny bit, like, but not modern Camila Cabello, like when she was just starting out on the X Factor and she wasn't like the
It's
big
good.
name. She was just kind of like just. It's like the metaphor I'm thinking of is going to be video games and no one's going to understand it. It's like Camilla is like a level 50 soldier and now this character is like a level 2. Like she's not on that level, but she's
Okay.
she's like close. Like she's in the same bracket sort of.
Okay, great.
And they're performing just really quickly a mashup, which I do always love. I always am a fan of
You'll be
mashups.
sick of them eventually. Oh,
Uh,
and Wagner always did a mashup like every single week. So
who is this Wagner we're
you're
talking
gonna
about?
see after the show.
Well, just for our viewers who might not be familiar, can you tell us a little bit
All of
about
our
Wagner?
viewers are familiar. If they're watching us talk about X Factor, they know who Wagner is. I hope.
Well, then I am very afraid. So anyway, they are performing a mashup of "Bad Guy" by Billie Eilish, and I'm not even. What even is that?
Talkie.
What even?
I don't know what that is.
The guy's name is DJ Snake. Like
Okay.
what is with these people's names? Uh, it's
I expected them to get a safe seat. I'll be honest.
the thing is, it's not terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's one or two people that I was like, that's a good note. That's
Yeah.
also a good note. Everything else is kind of a mess, but you got like 3 okay moments. C plus for me, honestly.
B minus for me, but okay.
I mean, it was on this episode. It's like Haley Reinhart doing something big
No, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't.
on this curve.
Even on this curve, no. Okay.
Like,
Let's move on.
all right, let's move on to. Okay, I have not heard this next song since what? All right, let me just say, it is Martin Bashir we are talking about next, and when I heard the song choice, it is from my personal all-time favorite movie of all time. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Dankeschön by Wayne Newton. Are you familiar with the scene I'm thinking of? So in the movie, oh my God, Matthew Broderick he basically hijacks like a parade and starts lip syncing this song. It was like this weird moment of the scene, but it's kind of also my favorite. And it's just this iconic song, and that's the only time I've ever heard it before. So when I heard it here, I was like, oh my God, like the memories. But this was bad. This was really bad. This was like if I started singing.
This was like a dad at a wedding singing type situation.
But I love the song, and now it's ruined.
I wrote lots of Vegas-y looking women and feathers around him as he talks the song, which is what he did. Basically.
He literally talked it, like there was no singing.
He talked the song.
Dankeschön, darling.
It was fantastic.
It was amazing. This was like the one fun train wreck a little bit.
No, it wasn't.
This was not fun for you?
No.
Well, I kind of enjoyed it. At some point, Eric, you kind of just have to laugh.
Like, the one that I laughed at was Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale was really bad, but I think Ricky and Martin were kind of in another planet of bad.
No, Kevin McHale was the one that made me laugh, though. That was the closest we had to funny bad.
It's just, where did this song choice come from? Like, I feel like the producer, like Simon Cowell wants Martin Bashir to kind of be like the Croner type. Like he's the one who's going to be doing like the Sinatra songs, like the kind of throwback artist to like the Vegas scene.
Yeah.
But this song just,
no.
It's such a weird, it's so weird. Like it's just like a Twilight Zone. Like what are we doing here? This was the moment when I was watching this episode when I tweeted that picture, that gif of me going like the cringing.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Okay, next.
Next up we have Max and Harvey, and they're performing one of the most stupid song title names I've ever heard. When Will I Be Famous? It's by a group called Bros. Like, am I correct, Eric?
I think so. I don't care.
That literally like
all
died a few of my brain cells.
The first active that I could possibly see having any form of chart success was them.
The thing is, like I said with V5 and one of the other ones, it's not terrible.
It's not.
It's passable.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a B, like a regular B. Like where did this happen? I was like, what's happening?
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, but the song choice and just
the song was terrible, but I didn't care.
What even is this song? This is like one of those songs that you see like weird YouTubers like putting on, like weird like small YouTubers putting out and hoping to get famous, and it gets like 600 views. Mm-hmm. It's just is it? I need to know that. No, you know what? We're pausing the podcast. I'm looking this song up. Hold tight, Eric. Tell me what you thought about them while I look this up.
Okay. I thought they had good harmonies, great presence on stage. I was shocked the judges were not all over it. I think they could go all the way, possibly.
Wait a minute. This song was released in 1987?
Huh.
An 80s song? Wait, hold on.
Sounded like one.
Wait, it was later used as a Hyundai? I'm saying that. Hyundai. Commercial in Japan, which helped the track reach the top 5 of the Japanese music charts.
Fantastic.
I have so many questions.
Okay.
Wait, we need to know more about this. Hold on. It was all right, wait. Let's see the band. The band's still together? Huh? They're still active. They were active from the 80s. Huh.
Good for them.
Good for yeah. The more you know. Hashtag TV
I'm
facts.
gonna put the rainbow in now. Okay.
The more you know.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to. Oh, this is gonna.
Hurt you.
It's all right. I've already done my morning for Olivia.
Okay, well,
Olivia
let's
Olson.
quickly talk about this one.
What?
Let's quickly talk about it then.
Olivia Olson performing on paper what it's like both a terrible song choice and on a night like this should be a good song choice, if that makes sense. Like if this was an American Idol season, I would say that is a terrible song choice. But on a night like this, where it's kind of is what it is, it should be something good. It's Anyone Who Had a Heart. And the last time I heard this was actually it was funny. The last time I heard this was Angie Miller on American Idol 12. It's a really old song. But she did not the best. I kind of hoped she was better. So I would have given this a C to C minus.
Here's the thing. It started off really shaky, but as it kept building, I thought it got pretty good towards the end. I would divide the performance into two halves. I would say the first half was like a D, and the second half was like a B plus. So
I wrote flashes of brilliance, but muddled with a lot of unpolishedness, which just seems weird to say about Olivia Olson. Just knowing, like she's really talented, and this was
okay.
just this is one of those cases where it kind of gets swallowed up
Yep.
in the X Factor kind of the word I use, spectacle, where they're kind of going for the big production and the big scene, and she's kind of better without all that.
Okay.
I wanted to like her. This on paper, she would have been my personal favorite contestant this season,
Mhm.
and she's gone week one.
Mhm.
How did this happen? I'm so. She wasn't great, but she was. It's like the closest thing I can think of is like Serena Joy Crow going home in season 14 of American
It
Idol.
wasn't that bad.
That was pretty bad. There have been robberies, and Serena Joy
No,
Crow, in my
I'm
opinion,
saying Olivia was not nearly as bad as Serena. Serena deserved to be in the top three.
Serena deserved to be in the top 3 of that season.
Yeah.
I'm confused. What are you saying?
I'm saying that Olivia Olson's living now is not nearly as much of a
Oh,
tragedy.
I get that. I was just saying like the only way I could kind of like the closest thing my brain could kind of come up with because she really deserved it. Like
Okay.
we haven't even gotten to like there's still some really bad ones still to talk about. Like
There's two real bad ones left.
all right. Let's talk. Usually on an episode like this, there's like that one train wreck performance. In this episode, there's like 3, and the next one is another one. It's Vinnie Jones who got like the bye to kind of pass over the last round.
I'm sorry to anyone who thought he'd be good.
This this was might have been even worse than this might have been worse than Ricky and Martin.
I think it was. I think this was the worst of the night.
There is I'm gonna say this, and probably none of our viewers are gonna get it. There's a cartoon, Homestar Runner, and there's a scene where one of the characters, it's a cartoon show for children. One of the characters is this very mean character is grading papers, and he gives a grade F minus minus.
Yep.
Like that's what I would give this. Like if What Not to Sing was a thing for the show, this would be like a 2.
Okay. Not good
Bad.
enough. F minus minus.
You know the episode I'm talking about when he does that?
I do, yeah.
It was strong bad.
It was Trogdor, right?
Yes, it was Trucker when they're great when he has them draw pictures of dragons. He goes F minus minus.
Yeah.
What even was this? Like it's everybody needs somebody. I was like, what am I watching like a joke show?
He was literally like just screaming the song at us.
I would have done better. I can't sing to save my life, but I would have done
Wagner would have done better.
I don't know who Wagner is, Eric. You haven't told me.
But you'll see afterwards, and you're gonna laugh when I just said that. That probably was the most controversial thing I've ever said on Reality Hour. But I'm gonna stand by
it. Okay.
So they criticized Max and Harvey, the judges, and then they all stood up for this one.
We had 3 Fs, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
and two of them advanced over Olivia Olson,
Mm-hmm.
who got like a C from me, a C minus.
Okay.
But
Let's talk about the two acts that actually I'm excited about this year, shall we?
uh, uh,
Let's
let's
be a
talk
little bit more
about
positive.
what?
Be a little bit more positive for the next two, because I like
Okay.
them.
We are taking the upsetness of this episode. We are putting it in a box. We are closing the box. It will be opened again. Once we get to do we even need it for the last
Yeah,
act?
yeah,
Yes, we definitely do. So we will close it for now. We will put like a bookmark. We will be coming back to that momentarily. But for now, we are putting back on our regular critic hats, our masks since it's Halloween, to the two shining diamonds in a pile of turds.
yeah.
Megan McKenna is performing an original song called This. And this is the best performance of the night by about 50 miles.
I'd say Victoria was better, but it was close for me. And between the two of them, after the two of them, everyone else was 50 miles behind the two of them. Um, and I will say that Megan is the one with potential to sell records, and she already is actually. This song was number 2 on the UK iTunes chart this week.
Is she a singer?
Yes,
What does she do? What's she famous for?
she was on a reality TV show.
Which one?
The Only Way is Essex, I think.
The Only Way is Ethics? Is that like a
Essex,
boardroom?
Essex. It's a town.
Wait, I kind of like that. The Only Way is Ethics. Like it's people sitting in boardrooms
Okay.
and they're giving speeches about like how to be ethical and not. That would
Okay.
be a better show.
Possibly, but Megan is the only like legitimate singer. She has an album out already, etc., etc.
Okay, hold
She's
on.
no planned.
The
I
Only
mean, she
Way
needs
is
no planned.
Ethics. We need Gordon Ramsay as the host. He's
Wow.
going around and he's saying, "You have terrible ethics. You are
Okay.
terrible."
Great. I'm glad you enjoyed this. But yeah, Megan I thought was really good. I downloaded the song. I set it on repeat a little bit. So
I hope she wins
me too.
because she was my draft pick and I want to wear the crown at the end of the season.
I hope she wins because I think she's the only one who actually do well for the show. So.
And on that note, she's going to go home next week.
Nope. Don't make that possible.
This season is so backwards that if her and Victoria go home, I don't even know what is going to happen.
Don't. Let's just talk about Victoria.
So just for my opinion of Megan, beautiful, very. I loved it. Like it was weird. It's like it's like touching something that's burning, freezing to like burning hot. It's like just from one extreme to the other. You went from like we were down here like on the graph, and then we like shut up. And I was like, oh, wait, there's actually some talent here.
Yep.
This is actually not bad. And I was like, thank you, Megan, because you gave me some hope.
Yes.
Tiny bit of hope.
Mm-hmm.
Which means she's going home next. Let's talk about Victoria. I'm not even going to try to pronounce her last name. It is, you know what I'm going to. Ekinoye?
Yeah, I think so.
Whoa, I got it right. Never Tear Us Apart by Enix. On paper, pretty great song choice. And yeah, I think she delivered here.
I think she did too. It could have been better. So I'm going to give. Actually, I think Megan was my favorite of the night, but I've been flip flopping because Megan delivered it about as perfectly as she could have. I think Victoria could have done a better job with the song, but it was the right song choice. It was great vocal and great delivery. I'd give it like a 90% instead of like a 95 or 100. So.
Like I've said in the past, and I still stand by this. She is so good that she will not win. She 100%
Precisely.
is. What?
Precisely, you're right.
She is one of those contestants who I would say, like, if not Megan, Victoria, and they should be the final two. And because they should, they will not be.
Yeah.
And
I think they'll both be in the final three, but they would want the Victoria's getting third.
who would get second? Who would even go
One
there?
of the groups. Let's hope it's not the next one that we're talking about, shall we?
Shall we go right into this?
Yeah, let's
I
talk.
kind of want to stay because Victoria is like it's happy and nice feelings, and we're going from that
It's
to
Halloween. We need to be spooked out of our minds by some terrible performances. Let's talk about it.
it's TriStar, and all right, it's not as bad as the Fs and the F minus minus, but it's an F plus.
Yes, yes. It's a D minus minus for me.
That's an F plus.
Sure.
What would that even be? Like, what number would that even be? Like, is
I
that
don't.
a 55?
I don't know. All I know is that honestly, one of the three of them can kind of sort of sing, and the other two are eye candy. It was karaoke. It was a karaoke performance.
This song, like once a year, there's a song that's released, and like I hear it once or twice, I was like, that's a good song, and then it just gets replayed, replayed, and replayed, and everyone starts singing on these songs, on these shows, and I never want to hear Old Town Road ever again in my life. It was this, it was Gangnam Style, it's just, what? I hate this song with so much passion, Eric. And it's always,
You know why they're here though?
why?
Let's let Tom Nook explain. They're here because for eye candy they'll make money.
I have no words. Like, it's rare for a show to leave me like so many times where I'm just like speechless. Like, it's episodes like these that I'm thankful that I'm not a judge on one of these shows.
I kind of wish I was a judge on one of these shows.
Because they'd like pan to me and I'd just be like this, like.
I'd be like, ask them how it was.
Or I would be afraid to be like Nicki Minaj and go like, get off the stage. Boo!
Oh no!
You can't. I feel like I really would like Gordon Ramsay. Like I wish he could be like a judge on one of these shows.
Okay.
Like just tearing into contestants. Like it's wrong.
It's wrong.
It's wrong. And on that note, that is our episode. And we talked about it for almost an hour. I mean,
Ish.
I guess we should talk really quickly about the safety seat. So who are the three who get it?
We already talked about it was a wet, but TriStar was the last act that got it.
How did they get it?
Because
what is happening?
Here's how they got it. Let me explain. So Simon wasn't paying attention earlier on in the show, and he was probably supposed to give.
Show. How is he not paying attention? I don't buy that.
I totally buy that because Dermot had to prompt him to give it to them, because Simon totally forgot it was a thing. He would have given it to one of the other acts, I think. I do.
All right. Now we're going to play something really fun. So, Eric, I think you and I can both agree that Victoria and Megan, they are the number 1 and 2 spots, right? Now, between the two of us, we'll each do this back to back. Let's put together our top 3 of the night, aside for those 2 contestants. So we know Victoria and Megan are 1 and 2. Let's find out who's 3, 4, and 5. So who would you say are your next 3 on your list?
Max and Harvey. V5, Jenny and Ryan.
Yep. I'm gonna say the exact same thing. And the bottom 3 though is hard.
No, it's not. Kevin McHale, Ricky Lake, Vinnie Jones.
I would put Martin, Vinnie Jones, and
Ricky Lake.
Kevin was bad, but I would give. He's not an F.
You know what?
He's
Kevin
like
was funny enough that I'll bump him to 4th from the bottom.
Kevin is like a D minus, and they were like in the Fs, and Vinnie Jones was an F minus minus. my god.
Long way, we have our episode title now.
What? F minus
Of
minus?
course, that's what it is.
I gotta find that clip. I think it was the Trogdor.
I'll pull it up and I'll put it in this episode so everyone can see it and know what we're talking about. Kind of, sort of, not really.
All right. Homestar Runner is actually still live. They just posted a video, like a new
Halloween video today.
Like yesterday. I watched like the first
Yay! Anyway.
like 5 minutes of it. That website was like the shit back in the day. Like when I was just discovering the internet, like before there was YouTube, that website was like they had Trogdor. Like it was awesome.
Yes.
Anyway, I want to say that I'm Adam Samuel. You could find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox or on my two websites, adamsoapbox.com and adamcblog.com. You know the shtick by now. Where can we find you, Eric?
EricAscher.com, EricAscher01 on YouTube, Eric_Ascher on Twitter. And on YouTube, I uploaded videos of Bryn Cartelli and Zavia Ward from before, who I saw 2 nights ago at a fundraising event for work, which is the best type of concert because I didn't pay a cent to go to it, and it was for a good cause. So.
All right. Let's just put this episode of The X Factor to rest. Like it's had a long day. It's been rough. Let's we didn't even get to open the chest with the. Well, I guess we kind of did. I got nothing, Eric. I'm sorry.
Chest with the what?
The chest where we put the harshness, like before when we were talking about Megan and Victoria.
Oh, we opened that.
We opened it for that. Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Happy Halloween.